My content is for 13 and up, or adult collectors of the product.
Beyblade Quadstrike is here. Hello everyone, and for this video, we'll be reviewing the Beyblade Quadstrike, Gambit Dragon, and Ambush Achilles. I want to give a huge shout out to Nightwing, Beyblade or Burst, and as well TJ Make'em Burst. It is thanks to both of them that I actually have the latest QS2 pack, so please, I want you to take the time right now to subscribe to their channels and show them some support. Very much appreciative of the help that I was able to get from the community, so please show them some love. We get to take a look at Quadstrike. Now here's the thing. A lot of you might be confused, what is the difference between Quadstrike and QuadDrive? Really, what it is just the performance tip attachments. So you will notice that this time around, they're basically kind of just hypersphere shaped, which really it's just QuadDrive, but if the attachments were hypersphere, that is the best way to simplify. Now, if you want to see the back for both of them, we have Gambit, we have Ambush, which is technically part of an exclusive, but we also get to see if Achilles is good already, so hoping at least good for Hasbro only. As we take it out, okay, yeah, these look weird. The discs, we have Ambush. Alrighty, we're gonna take a look at them one by one. We'll probably start off with Ambush, then after hit Dragon. Starting us off with our part by part, we have Ambush Achilles. Now, in general, I'm still not a fan of the paint job on this stuff. I feel like I actually love the color scheme on this. The paint job is not it. This is not it, Chief. This is not it.
A massive L here is the fact that it's not dual spin. It should have been dual spin. The fact that it's only locked left is really, really sad. There's not even an alternative release where it's in right spin, so I'm very disappointed by Hasbro for this.
If you want to see the slopes, I mean, I'm going to feel them after when I'm assembling them, so hopefully these are good. This will also, I guess, reveal for me for the future Achilles review, so hoping we finally get one decently tight or okay left core, because the rest of them are kind of just below average to average. Another thing I wanted to mention, I think this was a cool color reference. And to what you may ask? Well, my friend, this is actually a color reference to... I know it's probably not, but I did think of Lord Achilles when I thought of this, so this is actually our new blade. This is a Hasbro exclusive blade that is called Ambush. It is a left spin blade. This looks pretty aggro for its design. If they say defense, then this is probably just really attack in reality. Also, this is literally just, if they, look, this is literally Lucifer the end. You can see, it's Lucifer the end, but they just took the top part, so I'm not too hot on the design of the thing. I have noticed that in general, exclusives have been just kind of more taking based on some of the shapes, but this is like even more clear. Maybe left spin attack. Maybe this could be better than Guilty or something. That's what I'm hoping for. The disc is garbage. What is this again? Is it the AQ or AQ dash? Aquilon dash. Yeah, this is terrible. Terrible stamina. Don't use this. It has no use at all. It has no use at all. Nothing. Nothing. We get our base performance tip, which whatever this is supposed to be is just kind of mid. You know, it's just meh stamina, not too crazy. We get our new attachment, which look at how big this. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. It is very hard to tell. Like a lot of these things, like this kind of reminds you a little bit of the shape of 7, the disc. I don't know if it's based on anything or just an exclusive shape. If someone maybe has any predictions, they can just, or prediction, I guess what it is. Either way though, this seems to be just another kind of more of a wide XL assault shape, so for tall attackers not really too much, so probably not much use there. But oh yeah, also the gravity ring is 2. Gravity rings don't matter because they're not metal, so whatever. Alrighty, well, let's go weight and see what's up. Achilles, 4.72. 6.24, 1.56, 24.65, it's also pretty light. Little base here, 5.41, 3.12, then after together this would be about 8.51. We're gonna find out how good are the slopes of Achilles. And, I'll say, okay, so it's better than the previous lefts, so that's a good thing, but it's not by much, because I already had a pretty low standard But, you know, for lefts right now, this is like probably your best left chip. So that's a good thing. That's a positive. I'm doing this on here just to see. This is way, way better than Guilty Lunar's chip. So you would probably do, if you wanted to have at least a little bit tighter, you'd probably do like Guilty Achilles. We have one positive so far. One decent positive. You know, it's good for the left thing. I still don't know about the blade, and the curve's really weird here. You're gonna notice. So if this somehow works for attack, you know, I'll take it. It is a very odd shape. I'm trying to really think what could be useful here for it. Obviously the 4-in-1, which is the other modes. So then after, this is without the attachment, then after, Haimon. Yeah, okay, after looking at this, the colors don't match too well. Either way. Okay, I've also found out something very hilarious here. I don't remember if this base was ever really that tight. Someone can tell me. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. For whatever reason, it's like dummy tight on the spring. So I feel like Hasbro's kind of learned that instead of just trying to bother with the base of the slopes, they're just doing it for the base cutie tips being really tight. So I don't really count that as tight because that doesn't reflect on the chip, but the chip is still decent. It's at least above all the other ones for tightness, so it's got at least something going for it. And yeah, I can't wait to try this in battles, actually. Alrighty, now moving on to the next one, Dragon. Now, Hasbro. You know what's funny is that they didn't even, it wasn't even like they just removed the rainbow this time. They literally just removed majority of it. What I find really funny is this. So Dragon, the core has a gimmick where it is bound. It's like half a bound, or whatever it was. So how this would work, right, is that if I get this assembled now, how this would work, right? I don't believe in bound attack, whatever, but the bound gimmick, you know, that's gone. But what I thought was funny was that they actually, for whatever reason, decided to mold the spring off of the original Dragon core to like taunt. There's no paint on this. I still despise that. So, like, literally, this is literally like there's no point. I don't even get why blue in the middle, because it's supposed to be gold. Okay, now I get to see the absolute murder of the Gatling blade, or as it's called, Gambit, which I'm kind of iffy on Gambit, because it sounds like a joke revolution. Whoa! Yo, they shrunk it! So you can tell which mode this is based on. This is based on the mode before it activates. That's a bit nuts. That's a bit nuts. They did shrink it by a bit. The bottom is gone for the thing. I'm not too sure about this. It's not too aggro of a shape compared to the actual one, because you'll notice that they basically rounded off major contact points. So this is actually a lot more rounder than it should be. So what the original gimmick was, just to give context, is that in battle, or if I guess you hard launch, these would basically open up and you would have like sliding attack for the thing. You'd get more of an oval shape. I would say Gatling, once you got the right setup, was like decent for attack. Now obviously within Hasbro only, you know, the issue here is just how hollowed it is for the thing. So I'm not too sure if it has much attack use. Maybe we could see some stamina because it's kind of close to Triumph in shape. Not really that good of a QD disc, just use Over or even Giga QD. The armors don't matter, like I've already said. And then after we get to the base performance tip, which is Zephyr, the base is not a good performance tip, Zephyr, I'm sorry, it's not good. But we get the attachment. Is this supposed to be charged metal? It doesn't look like it. Or is this like Assault? I don't even know, what is this based on? Is this based on the actual, I can't even tell. So this is like their Hypersphere-esque attachment, which is really weird. I do miss the gimmicks, right? Because even if you look at Speedstorm, they did do charged metal. So I guess if I want that action again, I'm gonna have to get Triumph Dragon, which not really too hot on. But either way, we're going to weigh everything and see what's up. So we have our original core, which is 7.76. We have the Hasbro, which is 4.94, 16, almost 10. We have Gambit, which is about 9.6. Now, while the weight difference to TT is obviously pretty bad, 9.6 for a QD blade weight is better than the average QD blade. And then after the armor, it's not 10, but I'm giving them the slide on the armors. I don't really, for this one, it doesn't matter. 1.75, Karma, 24, yeah, Karma is way too light, by the way. 24.88 on the actual Karma, I guess. you get to about like 29. Oh, and I guess the actual 10, you get to about like 13.2425. Zephyr is about 5.43. Attachment 2.89. Together you get to about 8.33 versus obviously 16.31. Or even if you wanted me to just get the Speedstorm attachment. Before we fully assembled, we're gonna see if the slopes are trash or not. And the slopes are good. All right, see, this has got some good things going for it. Yeah, 49 point, like almost 5. And then after we're gonna get like the TT weight, it's gonna be like way different, right? TT's weight is obviously like what, 82 grams? Yeah, no contest, dog, no contest. So it's got the slopes going for it, so that's at least the positive. I don't like how modified the shape is because it feels like a completely different blade when you look at it. Also, I will not excuse Hasbro for their lack of paint. They have no excuse other than them just wanting to cut costs, because the bays, I want to be honest with you right now, if someone says a Hasbro bay looks good, it better be an exclusive, because otherwise the mainline bays look terrible. A little bit of a side profile view. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit harder to judge. I guess stamina-wise, we're going to have to see. I'll obviously make sure to always have testings whenever I can. The attachment thing is still so odd. We're gonna do battles in the Hypersphere Stadium until we actually manage to get a QS Stadium. But yeah, we're gonna get it without the attachment. I think in fairness to Hasbro, actually hold on. I think in fairness to Hasbro in this very specific case, I think they solved the issue that Hypersphere had, because Hypersphere, they didn't even have any of like, this is like a mix of Hypersphere and the QD system, so you would get technically a base normal kind of shape for performance tips, and then after more of an HS shape. So I think they kind of found some balance between it. Yeah, this looks disgusting. This is, we're just gonna get with the attachment. Dragon being tight and Ambush being tight, that's like a positive right then and there. So those that say I don't give Hasbro a fair chance, well, we've given them a pretty fair chance on this one, and I am pleasantly surprised. Probably we'll try this up against some, we'll try it up against just the 2-pack one. I'll throw it against like 2 QD bays maybe, and then after we'll wrap up. Alrighty, so we have our little stadium set up. I'm doing HS just because, but we're gonna do a test launch. 3, 2, 1, let rip. Now I picked HS because this makes the most amount of sense to use. Now, while we're doing this, I do have some positive news for Dragon. I did see it clapping Glory and was able to go against Prominence. So the blade is pretty good for stamina. That is a nice positive just to mention right now. Now, it is a little bit kind of recoily and get flung back, so that's a little bit of a weakness, but, you know. We're throwing it up against Prominence right now. So it doesn't exactly have that sort of use, I would say, probably for it. I mean, I'll still try it, but for stamina, it can work. Which I think, in fairness, was to be expected because the shape is very close to Triumph. I would say in terms of the bottom stuff, it's probably not there, but if we're talking just the blade and the core, there is something there to at least talk about. The tip, I'm not liking this, but obviously we have to wait for the main stadium, but I am doing this as close as possible as we can get. So yeah, this stadium was definitely the right choice for this video. We're up against Glory right now. After that, we're gonna try this against Ambush, you know, see what's up. Yeah, this tip probably is not gonna be too good for stamina, and I'm still got to see that self-KO risk on a normal stadium. Aside from that, Ambush Achilles. Let's do a test launch. 3, 2, 1, let rip. So I think visually it looks... No, I still can't say, nah. I thought if it's spinning and you just don't look at it, but no. Alright, Ambush versus Dragon. Whoa, look at it. This is okay. The Achilles one's not moving too much, but why is that? What tip is the Achilles supposed to be? Oh, it's defense. Well, it's got nothing for stamina. That's defense, but it's just like an Excel shape, so how is that defense? I guess maybe they mean the blade? Oh, you see, there we go. All right, you see? At least now, you know, I can get some enjoyment out of these bays. It took them this long to make a system where it can kind of work with a stadium, though it's not technically the same stadium, but I say this because it is an HS clone. This is doing terrible, by the way. Let's throw it up against the previous left to see what's up. Maybe it can beat it. I don't know. We're gonna throw it up. Let's throw it up against Guilty. Well, know what? Can it beat Guilty? I don't know. It seems to lose stamina very quickly. Maybe at least beats Guilty. Vanish. Yeah, I don't think ambush for defense. Ambush, if you get it on something more aggro, it could probably work. Plus, if you do the Ragnar armor and you have it in low mode, maybe that could work a little better. Yeah, against TT, it's hilarious right now. It just gets uppered. Well, if you want to see it against, yeah, Gatling, yeah, there you go, yeah, it's dead. In terms of final thoughts for stamina, I think that Ambush is extremely poor in stamina. I think, you know, Gambit can kind of work for stamina against Glory. If it bounces itself, it can just, like, slap stuff. Then after for attack, it can kind of work. It kind of uses that weight to kind of push stuff out. But for the most part, it does struggle a bit just on getting good enough hits to really push its opponent away. And for Ambush, I did get one really weird round, which is probably just maybe a wall slam that caused it, but I thought it was still interesting, a double burst against Turbo Spryzen. But for the most part, ineffective attack and not too crazy. So really the value here is just on Gambit and I guess the chip. Ace, Glyph, Rock, nah. Command was like awful. Command was awful. Triumph was good for the chip was alright and the blade was good. We at least get something here, so for what we have here, I can recommend the 2-pack, I guess, for the blade for QD, or I guess QD/QS stamina. I still gotta try it against some of the upper tier stuff and really do more crazy in-depth testing on the other thing. Ambush, I do not like at all. Really, it's just gonna be for the Gambit blade and I guess the chips, I guess. That's about it. I still think left really needs something really tighter. This is just above average, so yeah. But I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Performance tips still have not sold me. Maybe when I get the stadium, I'll change my thoughts. By the way, if you are new here, I want to mention subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on. And make sure to check out our store. We have a listen, you gotta check out our store. We have an insane Black Friday sale, week 20% off, store-wide, additional on checkout. Make sure to check it out. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you like QS? Do you not like QS? What are your thoughts? And happy to review more, I guess, if it's good. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and bye.